Let's do some news story. We haven't done so in a couple of days. We got some time. Yeah, a little downtime. Just playing it down. Watch the Hurricanes 5-2, up 3-1, baby. Yeah. Maybe now we'll see that hopefully the Golden Knights will come back and win it, tie it up in their series. Anyway, we got some good stories. Yeah, more dirty cops. I kid you not. Well, we got one right here. Cops in plain clothes break in a woman's home and assault her. Yeah, the woman was taking a shower. I kid you not. This is in New Jersey. Decided to break into someone's home. A lady is sitting taking a shower, like we all do in America. Like go to work and whatnot, and assaults her for no reason.
The police officer decided to, in his plain clothes, run in somebody's house, barge into a home, assaulted a woman who was taking a shower. Here the full mask. We have
right here. Here it is.
Details.
Scumbag, but Suda.
You got a plain clothes.
New
Jersey town cop.
This
cop breaks into a woman's home, allegedly assaults the woman while she's taking a shower.
Yeah.
Now the city has to pay a bunch of money, like $200,000, because of this cop.
This freaking arrogant cop.
Kateria Ortiz.
Because he thinks
was
he's
30 years old on June 21st, 2018.
Ooh.
When police raided her home, allegedly seeking to stop her from destroying evidence of drug trafficking by her ex-husband, Joshua Pardo. Pardo had been under surveillance by the Woodbridge Police Narcotics Investigation Unit and was seen driving away from the house that morning. Police had a search warrant for Mr. Pardo and his vehicle and tried to pull him over. Mr. Pardo fled, and an officer saw him fleeing a bag out of the car during the chase. That bag was later found to contain small baggies of cocaine. Here's what happened next, okay? So according to her lawsuit, which was filed in federal court 2019, Ortiz had dropped off her 8-year-old daughter at the school that morning. Mr. Pardo, whom she had divorced in 2014, and who lived with his father, not with her, had then come back to pick up an SUV she was borrowing from him to take care of some registration issues. So the Woodbridge police detectives, Juan Carlos Bonilla Jr. and Brian Jarek Zach, broke into her basement with a battering ram. The officers made their way upstairs, allegedly kicking and throwing her 3 dogs against the wall, quote, until they became docile, according to the complaint. In a 2022 deposition, Ortiz testified that she heard her dogs barking like crazy. She stepped out of the still running shower and began to pat herself dry with a towel. And then the bathroom door exploded open. She says she was then struck in the face by, quote, something black that was, quote, the size of a gun.
They
and
pistol
momentarily
whipped her.
Passed out. Sounds like the pistol whipped her.
Yeah.
When she came to, she said she was naked on the floor, spread eagle, looking up to Officer Bonilla, who was holding a gun, and the other cop who was holding a battering ram. Dressed in plain clothes, they had not identified themselves as cops, and she was afraid they might be there to burglarize her home, sexually assault her. According to the lawsuit, her nose was gushing blood. Horrible situation that they have put this woman in, but it gets deeper. So the cop, Bonilla, grabbed this woman and dragged her to her bed, ignoring her when she posed the question multiple times, can I put on something to wear? Finally throwing her a house gown, she claimed. When she asked for a search warrant, the officers did not produce one and told her,
shut
quote,
the fuck up.
Shut up. We don't have to answer your questions, end quote, she recounted. Several more officers then arrived And the female cop allowed Ortiz to get fully dressed, and EMS personnel tended to her bloody nose, which was broken, and to a cut on her face. Meanwhile, multiple cops searched her home, and according to the police reports, they found a backpack with Mr. Pardo's credit cards, a plastic bag containing cocaine residue, and $3,006 in cash, wrapped in rubber bands, hidden in the toilet tank. All right, well, that sounds like his belongings, because you already know he sold dope, according to your investigation. Doesn't sound like her at all. Sounds like his stuff. Now, in her court pleadings, Ortiz insisted that she never saw Pardo's backpack in her home, and that the $3,000 plus cash was not in the toilet, but in her purse inside a closet, along with an invoice for an upcoming root canal procedure. Ortiz was arrested, charged with possession of a controlled substance, tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, money laundering, and throwing bodily fluids at an officer. Didn't even know that was a charge, but it is in that jurisdiction. So the cop claimed that she threw her blood at him, which obviously she denied. Ortiz was treated.
That's crazy. So a cop fucking beat the shit out of you, pistol whip you, they lacerate you, they break skin, all of a sudden blood gush out and goes on uniform, and they charge you with that? That's fucking bullshit.
At a hospital for injuries and then held in jail for 7 days before the charges were
That'd be like them charging
dismissed.
you with assault on the peace officer.
May 21st, 2019,
when they beat the crap out of you.
As a result of her arrest and incarceration, her daughter was removed from her and placed in her mother's care for 3 months by the state. Atlanta Black Star reports that in her amended complaint filed in 2021, Ortiz sued Woodbridge Township and 10 police officers for excessive force and for cover-up, false imprisonment, assault and battery, sexual assault, denial of medical care, negligence, and infliction of emotional distress, citing the violation of both state and federal laws. She sought a jury trial to determine the compensatory and consequential, special and punitive, which is punishment, damages to address her physical injuries, impairment and disfigurement, pain and emotional distress, medical and psychological treatment, as well as property damage. The settlement came out to $197,500, right, between Ortiz and the township of Woodbridge. The insurance carrier first reported this on transparencynj.com. It's a New Jersey government watchdog website. Check it out. The settlement agreement signed by Ortiz on February 14th states that none of the defendants admit liability, but all expressly deny any wrongdoing, and releases them forever from all claims.
Yeah, of course. You know how cops are. They're going to say they never admit when they're wrong or screw up, and they never apologize. They say, you know what, shit happens. It is what it is. They have an attitude. Then they double down and they justify their action, which is a crock of bull crap, by beating an innocent woman like that.
It sounds like she just wanted to.
Then you got cops wanting to place the blame on you when it's their fault.
Turn her life upside down.
Like, oh, you made me do this. It's your fault.
How corrupt it is for cops to basically sexually assault this woman, likely pistol whipped her initially while she was unconscious, no telling what happened. Then they decide to give her bogus charges.
A slew of bogus
blood
charges.
at a cop. Throwing blood at a cop. He probably had blood on his uniform because he was beating a human being with a weapon. The prosecutor, once again, dropped every single one of those charges because it was not with merit. All right. This is why, Jackson, this is why, brother, there's this us and them mentality between cop and community. It's not because cops make mistakes. That's not the reason. It's because when dirty, corrupt, vicious cops do crime, they get away with it. And that's the part community doesn't like. We all understand somebody making a mistake or you having one among you who's just not like the rest of you. But this culture is pervasive. What say you?
Yeah, exactly. There's everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes we all just go astray because of where we at in our lives or whatever. But yeah, exactly. This is why the community doesn't trust because this is so repetitive. And the only reason that she got a settlement is because this is so beyond defense. I mean, how
Yeah.
can you defend busting into someone's house in the bathroom? This woman didn't have any weapons pointed. There was no reason to do this whatsoever. And then, oh, she threw her blood at me. Like, bro, you got guns, you got weapons, you got a battering ram. And it just makes it look like, oh, this is what we kind of are out to do. And we see that a lot of the time, recruits, they daydream about stuff like this, being able to brutalize people, get away with it. Just like kind of in the American conscience and our obsession with guns. How many people, nothing wrong with having weapons to protect yourself, protect your home,
Yeah.
do your thing. There's a difference between that and like, oh, I need 300 guns because I'm ready. I'm getting ready. You never know. Like, there's just this obsession with violence in the United States, and police, municipalities recruit a lot of those people.
Yeah, it's quite sad. We will bring updates if anything comes out of it. Remember, these civil claims are criminal as well. They could be investigated. Don't hold your breath.
And I think it's crazy as well. I mean, you got cops saying that they don't have just the thin blue line flag. You got some cops that have the no quarter flag. They're armed, to the teeth, all these guns and weapons like that. They have the mindset like, oh, we're going to war. We're going to war. It's us against the people, and they treat like everybody else in their community and whatnot like they're the enemy, like they're going to war. And then you got Trump does doubly down, pumping them with money and accessories, all kinds like that, for these cops to go to war and treat people like crap. Anyways, I'm out here much. Peace out.